month, I'll make sure I switch you back.
Yes.
So we're taking the trams.
Not really sure. So don't get too excited.
You're in charge, you can like take.
Great. Yeah.
Oh, we're getting feedback with Barney, you're with your phone too close.
I didn't know if that was better to keep it.
We'll see.
She has, I'm not telling her what we're doing.
Probably.
Today you do this. Let's go.
Gotcha.
That's ours for him, shouldn't it?
Hey, John, if you have the live stream on or get feedback, do you have some headphones you can put on
Yeah.
or put it on mute
Kill the live stream.
or to the live stream?
Making trees. England. We took
There you go.
a short train from London.
But I think either one of those options would work. Okay, I think that works. I don't hear any more feedback.
It's a really hot train coming in from the lobby.
There's, formal dining car.
So. Oh, you're all loaded up for tomorrow? Where are you headed?
And then I gave it to her. She's sitting.
Do you still get feedback?
No, if it's muted, because what happens is if he's listening to the live stream,
She's like, okay, interesting.
from that,
Right.
they did this fun.
Put out. And then so.
You just muted it, so I think he's.
No, she likes to be more.
I'm gonna do it before you. Before I throw it. Good deal. Good twister.
She got hung up on a shawl. And so then, it was like, hey, can I get a shawl?
Oh my gosh.
When she was ready, she wore a shawl. And
No, I just took that.
she's like, well, that.
I saw some.
Oh, this one over there.
Yeah, but I don't need it, I got this one.
I just want to see kind of what order on
I was reminded that because I'm looking at my list here that's got all the reservations on it.
Oh,
Which your favorites on it.
I'm just excited about this.
Oh, it's at the end. That's the first reading.
And the train back leaves Albuquerque 3, so
So it's at the right.
back until the very end. So city and reservation car, get a drink from the back.
When you're driving over, it's so good.
Yeah, but I got the word.
That'll be me.
I just stared out, it's out my window. It looks so good.
I haven't noticed.
I appreciate it. It just looks so good. The view of my window of your school, it just makes
looks
me
nice
happy.
now.
It looks so good.
Don't look up close.
Okay, well, from a distance, it looks
From a distance, it looks great. I'm just hoping that they come back and do a second coat. Some of the red down piping, some of the more flagrant aspects of Chino camo, some of the darker portions are bleeding through a little bit.
Oh, they
Put on one coat. If that works.
bad, I would assume.
I would assume, and I'm not gonna say or do anything and cause a stink until I need to.
Hey, we have a problem.
What did they do?
IT support.
Yeah,
They
we gotta
have
do
that back building, your HMS.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our June board meeting.
If you are willing and able, we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to make a motion right now for the adoption of the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now we're gonna go into our public hearing. And we need a motion to go into public hearing.
I'll make the motion that we go into the public hearing.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anything else?
Okay, John, you are on to, we've opened the public hearing for the proposed budget for fiscal 27.
Perfect.
You have to
Madam
talk
Chairman,
really
members
loud.
of the governing board, quick summary of the 26-27 proposed budget. Maybe just a signal with a pen in the air that you can actually hear me.
Yep.
You can hear me just fine. All
But
right.
speak, if you can, John, speak louder,
A little louder.
like yell.
Okay, well, there we go. Top volume. A summary of the budget year 26-27. The good news is we do have a budget from the Auditor General that has increased the per pupil funding by 2%. This is proposed numbers and we hope it holds, but it's always held in the past if they give us the 2%. So what that means is for every student that comes to the school, just that student's funding for the current year was $5,113. By adding 2%, that goes up to next year to $5,215. That's good news. That's in the proposed budget. The number of students that we have for the 26-27 is the estimate that we've always used. We simply take the ending numbers from the 25-26 year and estimate that. Some years we're very close to the same enrollment. Some years we're slightly higher. We know we've been on a decline for the last few years, but that's the number of students that that's based on. Putting those numbers into the factors and the formulas, we end up with a budget this year, final budget of 19.4 million, the final budget next year for 26-27 of 18.9 million. So down about $500,000. There's a couple things that can increase that. That would be more students coming back than we had this year. And also the carry forward, those are two big factors. We've been able to carry forward into the 26-year budget, 982,000. I'm projecting we can carry forward at least 650,000, and those are on page 7, those projections of your proposed budget. Also, the amount we've been transferring from our capital fund. We transferred 850,000 in for the 26 year. For the 27 year, we're budgeting less. We're proposing transferring in 550,000. So those are the kind of the three variables: the student count, how much we have that we didn't spend in M&O fund the prior year, and how much we're free to transfer from our capital fund right into the operating fund for next year. There weren't too many other factors. The operating budget did fall about 500,000 from 19.4 to 18.9 million. The capital fund went up $4,000. We know the classroom site fund has been very strong, and the per pupil amount for next year went up by over $40. That revenue has been really strong. We have been using that fund a little more, and the fund balance is projected to go down this year, which will put us about 350 to 400,000 less next year, but there's still over 2 million in our limit for that fund. So we're doing well on that fund. We do project another $8 million spent in our school facilities board fund next year. That's very restricted. It's fund 691. In the 25 year, we spend over 11 million. In the 26 year, we're going to spend over 7 million total. We project spending at least 5 million next year with our weatherization projects, and we're finishing projects at Del Rio right now for HVAC. We are still on hold for the projects next year for our new classroom space at the high school. And we've got some cost increases that we need to have funded by the State Department of Administration. And we're still a little bit on hold for that. That's really all I have, except the truth in tax. If you look at page 7 on the projected budget, we did gain as a school district right on $14 million in assessed value. Our assessed value based for the 26 budget was $291 million. For the 27 budget, it jumped to $305 million. So for the same $500,000 levy and the adjacent ways fund, 620, the cost would decrease from $17.16 to $16.37. So a slight reduction there for the same amount for the $500,000 for use for fire lanes and different purposes throughout the district. And those are the key differences from the 26 year that we're closing the end of June to the 27 year that we're going into. And so you have all the factors: student count, what they've given us so far for per pupil funding, the amounts in play for M&O and capital, and then the adjacent way levy going down. Any questions I can respond to? I'd be glad to.
Do you guys have any questions right now? No.
No.
And next month will be our hearing about adjacent ways. So at the July meeting. It is a hearing, so we could, if anybody out there.
Does anybody else anybody in the audience have any questions? No? Okay, then are we keeping John on?
We're gonna keep John on, but
We're
we can
keeping
close
you
the
on,
hearing.
John, but we are gonna
Okay.
go ahead and close the meeting, and I'll need
I'll motion that we close this part of the meeting,
the public hearing.
public hearing.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we are out of public meeting, going into superintendent's report. Ms. Daniels.
You got it. That page past all of John's stuff. Let's see. Lots of stuff. Alrighty. So at the end of May was a busy month, and you guys were able to attend a lot of our events, which made it really fun. The foundation hosted the Million Word Challenge Banquet. We had about 300 attendees, and they received a grant to continue our Million Word Challenge again next year from the Jewish Community Foundation of Greater Prescott. So that was kind of exciting news. We've had really, really good feedback from our CVUSD graduation. It's been weird. I've never had this happen before, but people in the community stopped to say like how exciting they thought it was and how it was really fun to hear the accomplishments of the class. I even got praised that the memories video ran before the graduation ceremony, not during the ceremony. So kudos to CVHS for that. We had so many, I've had nothing but positive feedback about the ceremony itself. So that was really cool. So good job, CVHS. Some other fun and notable things are at school is having paint applied, which is very exciting.
I said, we're not in the hood anymore?
Well, yeah, not
We
quite.
still are.
It just depends what building you're looking at.
That's literally what people have asked me if we were in the hood.
Yeah, well, it feels like it. And then we have, we have our RISE, our partnership program that's leasing space at HMS. We're underway with getting that all together. This evening on your agenda, there will also be leasing of space for one classroom at HMS as well for Arizona School for the Deaf and Blind, for office space for them, for their regional office. But those are really the big things. We wound up our year kind of in a very fun strategic planning day on May 28, I guess. That was last 2 weeks ago, whenever that was now. And we started off with a really fun activity where we tossed some beach balls around and told all the things we survived this year and got to hit the beach balls really hard to, get over it. And so it was a super fun activity. We transitioned into some planning for fall just to really get departments and administrators' brains kind of working in that vein to think about some of their goals for Safe Together and Prepared. On the last day of school, we also said goodbye to some employees who are retiring. And our last retiree is sitting here this evening. And this is Heidi's last board meeting of her whole life. So she's really excited. 38 years of board meetings. She's ready to be done. And so Heidi will be done on June 30th. So it's exciting. Marty has had baptism by fire the last couple weeks already in his job. And probably one of the most exciting pieces of news as we wrap up the school year is we only have one job still unfilled, and that is a nurse.
That's great.
So we have managed to fill all the jobs with really well qualified candidates, and we're on the marquee we have posted for nurse, EMT, or health aide, because whichever one we get, we'll shift people around in the district if we need to. But so we have that post. I don't know if we had any RN applicants today or not. I know we had an EMT applicant last week. So anyway, that's kind of the wrap up on the year. Usually June feels like can take a deep breath, but we have been insanely busy the first 8 days of June. It's been crazy. So anyway, that's my report where I included some enrollment data for you where we ended the year and our projected enrollment for next year. It's always low this time of year in our projection because we have people move in over the summer, and we usually pick up kindergarten enrollment during the summer. Not everybody, if it's their oldest kid, they don't always think about in February that they need to be registering their kid for school for August. So we usually have a lot of trickle in kindergarten enrollment too during summer. So that's where we are.
So how many, we had 164 graduates, am I right?
We had 164 graduates, 2 were early grads.
Okay.
Something like that.
So we could use
160.
164 kindergarten nurses. So
We could use 164, but this year we only had 122. So yeah, it would be nice, but it'd also be nice if we picked them up in other grades as well. So especially at CVHS. And CVHS athletics, that's kind of my last part, has been off and running. The kids are running camps. You can see cheer camps going on in the gym right now. There will probably be music playing at some point forward. But we have lots of sports camps already going in June. It has been a long time since we had sports camps in June. So it's pretty exciting. So
that's good news.
it's really good. So any questions?
Nope. All right. Thank you, Ms. Daniels.
You're welcome.
All right, John, you are back on.
Yes. Okay. Financial reports. For the month ended May 31st of 2026, 4 things I'd like to report on. The ending budget, if we approve that final revision, will be for our operating fund 19.4 million. Our operating expenses in the M&O fund at the end of May, 18,456,000. And we project that once we move some of those expenses from our operating fund over to other funds, because we have about 14 cash short funds, that during the year there's not enough revenue or cash in them to pay very many bills, so we just leave those expenses in our operating funds. We anticipate at least 800+ thousand to move expenses out of our operating funds, so that 18.4 million that we've spent already at the end of May will go down, but then we have, I think Rhonda's pushing up 4, maybe 5 payrolls that will also hit in the month of June. So we're not finished yet, but that was our total expense as of the end of May, 18.4 million. Capital fund budget of 804,000, expended year to date 590,000, with a few more expenses still rolling in. We anticipate not having very much left there in our capital fund, perhaps 12% unspent, and we anticipate about 4% unspent in our operating fund at the end of the year if everything holds. We know our 620 fund with adjacent ways, a couple years ago spent over 400,000 on adjacent ways over at the Del Rio School for that nice parking area, fire lane at the south end. And this year we did other expenditures throughout the district for over 500,000. So 620 is going to be active for the 27 year as well, but no expenditures since July. That's when they did all the local work on the fire lanes, July of 2025. 691 fund I mentioned just briefly in the budget. We've spent 7.8 million. That's what we're on track to do in the 26 year. We do have some more invoices coming in from architects and contractors. And the Del Rio project is the big one right now. It's 4.2 million approved and awarded, and we've spent 2.5 million there. So that's actually on schedule to be mostly done for HVAC installation, hopefully completely done before students return. That's the last we know on that. Any questions for the month ended May 31st of 2026?
No.
Great.
Okay, go. We're still at you, John.
Yep, all right. So a report on student activity for the month of May. Just a brief report. I looked at the funds and I've talked with Charlie Alsop in our business office. She's really, really careful with the revenues getting booked the right way, the expenditures being made the right way, and students making motions and voting and really collaborating with their advisors and teachers to make sure this is done correctly. And we just have, I'm not sure how many people would be involved. I think there's about 8 people involved in the Mile High Wrestling Tournament over the Christmas break. And we started the year with right around 27,000, and after all the other schools have paid, we're at $27,700.44. And that just really speaks highly of the way our community supports athletics and the way parents support. And all the funds there are accounted for, and they're in their own special fund in the bank, and they're very secure. That's my report on student activity for the month of May.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions? No? Okay, John, we appreciate you calling in
Well, thank you.
since you couldn't be here in person. Don't hang up.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, because I was gonna hang up on you, but I guess we're not done with you yet. Okay,
A couple more items. Yep, a couple more.
are we going on with them?
Consent agenda for now.
Oh,
He's
okay.
on much later.
Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. This is an action item.
Okay, I moved for the approval of the consent agenda minutes for the 11/2026.
In a second,
Second.
Oh, it's everything. It's actually 8A through H. Oh, A through O. It goes all the way to the 3rd page. That's not just the minutes.
so
It's
make a motion for the approval of A through O on the consent agenda.
A through O?
Yep.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda A through O.
In a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Now we're gonna go way down here. Okay, we're back to you, right?
we are to Heidi.
Heidi,
Yes, Madam Chair, board members, Ms. Daniels, we have a few requests this evening. I just made sure that I just didn't have one thing for you, so I could go out with Anyways, our district staff is requesting to reclassify 2 of our current custodian positions to lead custodians. We feel like we need to provide oversight in the evening for our evening crews, and that will be more beneficial in making sure that things are getting done. So we're going to go ahead and post those and see if we have anybody internally that would like to, or maybe it'll be externally. We don't know, but we went ahead and Marty helped me and he updated the lead custodian job description.
okay, all right, and this is an action item, so I'll move to approve the 2 new lead custodians and job descriptions. In a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Our next position is, we are looking to have a full-time math interventionist teacher for next year at Territorial. Just like reading, we need to make sure that we get those math skills taught early because a student, as we all know, falls behind on those foundational concepts and they're keeping behind and behind and behind. And even though we feel that Territorial is doing a great job, we want them to do even better for all of our kids that may be struggling with math. So to take care of those, and this position is grant funded, so it's not going to come out of M&O.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, I,
This is an action item. Go ahead.
I motion to approve the new math interventionist teacher position for Territory Early Childhood Center for the 2026-27 school year.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Heidi, you again.
All right, so we are also requesting one part-time band teacher for next year for Del Rio Elementary School. This is going to be for our 5th and 6th grade students. We want them to have equal access to music education. We hope that will create a strong foundation for them so they will participate then in middle school at Heritage and then at the high school. And this position will be 2 hours a day, twice a week. But we found somebody that is able to do that, so we would like to get your approval for the position.
Well, that's good news. Sorry, action item.
I would make a motion to approve a part-time band teacher position at Del Rio Elementary School for the 2026-27 school year.
And the second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, staying with you, Heidi.
All right, and then we want to optimize our district resources and meet the growing needs of our students. And as we all know that we are, our SPED population is increasing every year. And so we want to request an additional speech language pathologist for next year. And we're utilizing contracted service out that we pay for. So we believe that if we bring somebody in-house, that will cut that cost to the district. And also that will be our employee and that we feel it'll be a better fit for the district.
So the district is paying for this?
Yes. Instead of the contracted service, we will pay for this person, which is less than the amount for and of the contracted services. We're saving money that way.
Okay, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, me too. Do we have somebody in mind for this yet?
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
perfect.
We're very excited.
Okay, this too is an action item.
Okay, I move to approve an additional speech language pathologist for the 2026-2027 school year.
And a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Heidi.
So our next item is that we're looking to increase the classified staff entry salary schedule for just our maintenance department. And this is part of our ongoing making sure that we have fair, equitable salaries. And we're not getting quality or qualified or even any applicants for our positions because of the pay is not competitive with the other districts around us. And that's causing a lot of hardship at our campuses, things not getting fixed, not getting mowed, things because we're so shorthanded. So Marty, I just explained how I do a salary schedule, how I look at it and how I go ahead and look at different districts, the town, Yavapai County, and how I compare, I put down their salary, the top and bottom, and then we come up with an average. We don't try to be at the top. We don't try to be at the bottom. We are at the bottom right now. We try to just be in the middle. So we have this new placement schedule. These are for new employees if we hire them.
So it makes us competitive.
Yes, just competitive, yeah. We're not looking to be at the top.
Right now, we have been running with 2 vacancies in our daytime custodial staff, which is 50% have been unfilled for almost a whole semester. And every principal in this room would attest, it has been a nightmare running on half staff.
Yeah.
And we have 2 nighttime custodial positions vacant as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, all right. This is also is an action item.
Okay, I move to approve the proposal for 2026-27 maintenance staff entry-level salary schedule.
And a second.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good job, Inger.
Okay, staying with you, Heidi.
All right, my last item is our personnel report. And HR has been very busy, and I'm giving a lot of credit to my partner in the HR department, Shelley. We have 11 new certified employees, 3 new classified, 3 resignations, 1 retirement, 4 certified changes, 23 classified changes, 2 coaches, 3 extra duty, and 11 timesheets.
111. 111.
I'm sorry, 111. Thank you.
Okay, this also, any questions? No, you have everything filled but one position. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great. Okay, this too is an action item.
Okay, I'll move to approve the 25-26 June personnel report as presented.
And a second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you for all the time working down for us all the years.
172. And we're on 172 and
Back to
John,
John.
that's you.
So
It's,
curriculum, are we doing curriculum?
there was nothing for curriculum this month. We are on the,
Proposed budget.
for next year.
Business and finance expenditure budget proposed, right?
Yes, sir, 2027.
2027. So just to recap, and then I've got a couple of summary comments to discuss pertaining to next year's budget. Just to recap, we're projecting that our carry forward in our operating fund will go down from 982,000 to about 550,000. We're projecting the transfer in from capital will go down around 300,000 again. Those are the 2 big things driving this. We can't continue to have high carry forward pushing $1 million as our student count continues to shrink. The 23-year students in seats were just over 2,360. At the end of the 26 year, 3 years later, we're down about 330, just barely over 2,000 students in seats, which would equate to about 1,951 students driving the budget once those reduced kindergarten and preschool students are accounted for. So with that reduction, the M&O budget for next year is at this point 18.9 million, down from 19.4. Capital is actually able to go up 4,000. The state does give us some leeway between funds if we want to transfer some capital to M&O or some M&O back to capital. They just want us to always have lots of big reserves, and as those reserves decline, we have to just acknowledge that. We do know the state proposed budget from the Auditor General did jump by the 2% per actual student. Is called base level amount from 5,113 to 5,215. And we do know with our adjacent ways levy, we will put that in the paper about June 21st, June 22nd, before the adoption hearing of the budget for July of 2026. We do publish that notice so people can see the truth in tax numbers. That went down about 80 cents. And from $17 to $16, and we still will have that 500,000 coming in next year. Projects for the school facilities board, we've got 4 window projects, we've got 2 fire alarm projects, we've got 3 weatherization projects that have been applied for and need to still be funding. Haven't been funded yet. We're waiting for funding. And then we've got the new buildings to the north of the high school current that we're waiting for final approval because we've had some cost increases there. And that's a quick look at our 27-year proposed budget. We will adopt that, I believe, July 13th. And then we have 3 chances next year if we need to amend it. And we don't really know final numbers until the end of February of 2027. When our students that have passed integrity because they've been enrolled long enough in our district to count for our average daily membership, that's when we really know final numbers. So that's a summary of next year's proposed budget. I'd hope you approve that.
Okay, any questions? Anyone?
I'll second.
Inger's been planning to second, whoever makes the
I'll
motion.
make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2027 proposed budget.
Second, Inger.
No, I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Livingston. Do we still need?
Great, so I've got one more then for the
Oh.
26 year.
Yep, keep going.
Yeah, it's just, I've actually got two after that, I guess, that I can speak to, but for sure this one anyway. So May 11th, I believe, was the second Monday in May when we had our May meeting, and we took a look very closely at the last budget for the 26 year. And the statute says we can't present and get approval for anything after May 15th. Not necessarily. But the thing is, there's this situation with the audit costs for $43,300, and I've been talking to school finance about this since March. And the way we get funded, so we pay our private sector auditor around $45,000, $46,000 a year. We've had some problems getting the Auditor General to send over to the school finance unit a copy of that 5-year contract. So once we've got that copy sent over to school finance, and school finance increases our budget by that amount, $43,300, we get to add that to our budget. So that's what I did, and it was the day after, because they told me they would have it by the May 11th meeting in school finance. They didn't have it from the Auditor General. So this is going to be interesting. I've already uploaded the budget to school finance, but they would really appreciate it if the board members would sign the budget that I had uploaded on May 12th. And then it will be authorized and accepted by the county. So I didn't mean to surprise you there, but by increasing that by 43,000, we went from 19,390,000 to 19,434,000, and I think it's going to work. I just talked with them again last week. They say at the June meeting they'll reflect those extra numbers. If it doesn't work, we're still at the 19,390,000. I do believe it will go forward because we did get it in by the May 15th deadline. So if you do sign that tonight and approve it, I'd appreciate signatures on that last budget of the year. And so we made it work. We got it done by the 15th, but we still need board signatures.
Okay, thank you, John. Any questions, anybody? No? This again is an action item.
Okay, I motion to approve the fiscal year 2026 expenditure budget revision number 4.
And a second.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
We're a two-sem over here.
Okay, John, staying on for you.
Our lease with ASDB.
Okay, so Superintendent Daniels and myself have been talking, I imagine she longer than me, for a few months now with the administrative staff at the School for the Deaf and the Blind. And this issue of administrative space took me a few weeks to see just how they wanted to do that. I was able to access an old contract, seven years old, from the internet that the Auditor General had approved at the time for them entering contracts with member, I guess you could say, host or participating school districts. So they've done this before. They've contracted to deliver services in other places, but usually when they go and deliver services, it's just to deliver special services to students that may have auditory or visual impairments. It's usually not for office space. So I was able to source one of these contracts. I sent it back to Albert Duff, their operations officer. He was able to pass it to legal. Yeah, he made mention to me that it was a bit of a tight and a bit of a late submission. I said, yes, sir, it is tight at both ends. But he did get it to me last week, and his legal counsel did have one small paragraph they wanted us to change. I made the change. If you approve it tonight, he will take it to his board on the 18th of June for the School of the Deaf and Blind Board to approve, and then we'll be, my understanding is we'll be double activated, so when they want to move in and take possession of that office space, July 1st, we'll be all set. The contract will be legal and double board approved. I hope you approve that tonight.
Okay, well, that sounds good. Make us money.
How much are we gonna be getting for?
10,800.
Yeah,
I
not
think we
much.
said,
It's
yeah,
the maximum
10,000.
that the state allows for leasing space. Better than nothing.
Yeah, that's true. The classroom's sitting empty and not being used, so.
I'll take that as a win.
Yes.
This also is an action item.
Okay, I'll move.
I have a small
Oh,
question here,
yeah.
just in the action item. It says the amount is 10,800, but the action item only asks to approve 10,000.
John, did you hear that?
I did say that the motion might say only approve 10,000.
It says that the amount is 10,800, but it says the fee is 10,000.
So what do you want the motion to sound like, John? Just approve the contract.
Yeah, I think limited basically to just the board approval of the contract. I think that's really all we need at this point. I apologize if there was two numbers presented, but I agree. All we really need is the contract approved.
Okay.
Okay, John, which amount is it that we're gonna get for leasing the office?
It depends on exactly what the square footage measured out at, because they have a price per square foot.
So
Okay,
basically what we're gonna vote for is the approval of the contract, and then they'll come back with the amount of it.
okay, perfect. Well, I'll make that motion to approve the fiscal year 26-27 admin office space lease with the Arizona State School for Deaf and Blind Student as presented.
All right, in a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you, John.
Thank you.
Okay, moving along. Okay, it looks like we're going to, oh, we're still with John.
Yep, we're
John, you're
still with
still
John.
on.
I think so. I think I'm still up for D.
Yep.
So D is a really, really helpful thing that Yavapai County insists that schools do. They insist that schools actually have fund balance reserves. And when you open the doors July 1st, you don't have to go borrow money from a financial institution just to make payroll. They insist on that. And when districts comply and districts stay solvent, they allow districts to operate like we do, which is to hold board meetings once a month, which then allows us, because we write checks the first week of June, we write checks the second week of June. You haven't approved yet, but they allow us to do that. With this resolution, the Yavapai County Ed Service Agency authorizes Chase Bank, and so does the school superintendent, to not have us have meetings every week. That's the big benefit here. There are districts in the state, it's not a super short list, there's several of them. They have to have governing board meetings every week before they can approve their expenses. That's payroll and expense checks when they run accounts payable vouchers. So we're in a really good position. We really want to keep that rating and that really good position that we're in. Otherwise, we'd have to have some kind of board approval every week for checks that we write before we write the check. So this just authorizes us to do those between meetings with the idea that the district office is very financially stable and aware of our limitations, and we won't spend more than we can actually follow through on with payroll and expense vouchers. So that's the long explanation of what that meeting, that document is. So I do hope you approve it, and then it allows us to do payroll and execute warrants. They're really checks, but between meetings. I hope you approve that.
Okay. Any questions? No. This,
I think I might have a question. What is that amount right now that you're allowed to go up to, that you can write checks for? This
Well,
point, before we vote.
That's a question I'm probably gonna have to get back to you on, because sometimes in a month, we've had this happen a couple times, especially last year, when we paid out 11.8 million to contractors. It all came from Fund 691. And in that, some of those months we were paying out $3 million a month. And I was never contacted by either our bank that writes those checks to those contractors, or by our Yavapai County Ed Service Agency saying, hey, you're spending too much. The real short answer is Yavapai County is so fiscally conservative at the Ed Service Agency and at the treasurer. If we don't have funds in these cash accounts that will cover those checks, they won't let us write the check. I think that's probably the best answer. If we need to spend $5 million on a contractor or several contractors at once from Fund 691 fund, our building renewal fund, and we have the money in the account, I don't think there's any concern. So that's the best I can do. I can get with them. I can talk to the county treasurer and our superintendent, Steve King, I believe, at the Yavapai County Ed Service Agency and see if there's an actual upper limit, at which point an alarm bell might ring. But so far, we've never had that come up as far as an upper limit, as long as cash is in the account. And they know if we have what we call a budget fund, like our operating fund, let's say year-end 2026, the operating fund budget is 19.4 million. And now it's maybe November of 25 and the property taxes haven't all been collected and we have negative cash in that fund. They will honor that going along with knowing that the money is going to come in. It's like a tax anticipation note. They know we can spend up to that 19.4 million without any problems. So they're extremely cognizant of our expenditures. And it gets really interesting when I have to show this next coming week how much we have encumbered still. So that's why we're rapidly transferring as many dollars as we can out of these accounts that now have their own cash and can carry their own expenditures. Because I'll answer it this way too, if we have a budget of 19.4 million and I send an encumbrance notice to the Yavapai County Ed Service Agency, I guess I could call her the assistant superintendent there because she's over finance, or anyway, if she sees that I'm encumbered still $5 million at this point of the year in our operating fund, and we've spent 18.6 on a budget of 19.4, she's going to call me. She's going to say, we think you have an encumbrance in the wrong fund. She might think I'm trying to pay for school facilities projects out of our operating fund. So that's, they kind of herd us along and guide us with lots of lights on so we don't crash or miscode expenses. So they catch us at year end if we have really high encumbrances and say, no, you've got to transfer those expenses out, and we've been able to do that. So, but I will get an answer from the county treasurer and from Ann Larm. She is what I call the chief deputy of finance at Yavapai County Ed Service Agency, and she's the one that handles all our funds in addition to the treasurer. And she just if we have a limit per board meeting or per month or per transaction, we've been able to spend $3 million at one time once the money has been in our account, just on our contractors, in addition to our 2 payrolls every month and our sometimes 3 or 4 million in accounts payable. So hopefully that gives you information, but it doesn't give you the final answer if there is an upper limit.
Okay, well, thank you for that mini education on this.
And the other thing too, John, I wanted to put in is that the expenses that we're drawing warrants on are things that like the board's already approved, like people's contracts or things like that as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
This is an action item.
Okay, I will move to approve this resolution to allow Chino Valley Unified School District number 21 to pay invoices and write AP checks between governing board meetings.
Okay, and a second. It's number 51, not 25. So, Unified School District number 51.
I said 51.
Oh,
Did I not?
You said 21.
Oh, well, that was my age. Okay. Chino Valley Unified School District number 51 to pay invoices and write AP checks between governing board meetings.
And a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay, so are we done with John?
No, that's
Okay,
keep them
John,
all
we're
on.
actually done with you now. I'm sorry.
Very good.
We're gonna let you get on with your night. Thank you for all your help. As always, we really appreciate all your hard work.
Well, thank you and have a good evening. Thanks again.
Okay, moving along, Mr. Kim.
All right. Good evening, Madam Vice President, members of the board. Today I'm bringing forward an updated version of Policy 5404, Administration of Medication. This revision was developed after a conversation with Ms. Aguilar. She had pointed out that there were several diabetes-related procedures that were missing from the previous version, or the updated version. Thank you. So the updated policy now includes clear procedures for diabetes management, including continuous glucose monitoring, insulin delivery, ketone testing, and glucagon administration. Updated language that aligns with current medical standards and Arizona requirements. Tiered training expectations for staff who support students with diabetes. These additions ensure we'll remain compliant, support student safety, and reflect the actual practices occurring in our schools. And because these changes are substantive, the policy requires board approval. And once approved, we will update staff training and ensure all campuses are aligned with the new procedures.
Okay, and this is a first reading, correct?
First reading, yes.
Okay. So then we're going along to the second reading, right? Okay.
And then the second reading of, sorry, I don't have it in front of me.
I got it.
The
You're
second
good.
reading,
So the second reading is for our policy regarding staff leave for staff who were not FMLA eligible yet, and regarding their return to work, and they're necessitated that they would have, if they chose not to return to work after an extended leave, that because they weren't eligible for FMLA, if they didn't return to work, then they had to repay us for their insurance premiums. So that's what that one was, but this one does require board action because it's our second read.
okay, this is an action item, so I will need, I'll motion that it is recommended that the governing board approve the revised policy 5-404 administration of medication.
Nope, wrong one.
Nope, we're at the,
That's the
we're on
wrong
the next
one?
one, yeah. We're at 252.
Oh, you're on 250. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was going by, we didn't approve. Okay. Action required. Okay, I'll approve policy 04.302.01. In a second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
The next
Ms. Daniels.
item, we just wanted to throw it out there in case there's any need for any kind of a special meeting near the end of June. If the Auditor General, for some reason, decides to issue different budget forms or anything like that. We're not asking for one at this point. We're just asking that we go ahead and approve reservation of that date should we need to call one.
That's a smart idea, really.
Okay, I'll make that motion to approve the special meeting date and time for June 22nd, 2026, if needed.
In a second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Ms. Daniels.
So the last one is that we will have, that you'll move to go ahead and do your signatures on your annual conflict of interest statements. You're required each year to disclose whether you have a conflict or whether you don't regarding any financial interest that you, your family members would have in action of the board. So we have the forms for that. If somebody would like to just move to approve going forward with the process, signing the forms, and then Cheyenne has the forms for you from our new policy manual from the trust, because this is our last month of overlap between our SBA policies and our trust policies. And starting July 1 will be only trust moving forward. So
Great.
the new forms for you.
Okay, this also is an action item.
Okay, I'll motion that we get signatures on the conflict of interest disclosure forms.
In a second? I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, all right, so that wraps up our board meeting. Thank you, everybody. call this meeting adjourned.
I don't anticipate needing that special meeting, but if there is, I'll let everybody know. I don't think we're gonna have to have it during the day. We were not sure how to.
Oh.
So.
Just sign these three.